Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast, the movie review and talk show podcast that comes your way every Saturday, whether you're ready for it or even if you're not ready for it. These are the Internet Radio Superstars.
Michaela.
Sean.
And I'm Colin. And tonight we watched a movie that was chosen by
Sean. What did we watch tonight?
We watched Bride of Re-Animator.
So like
From the
Bride exclamation mark
Right.
of Re-Animator.
I'm just putting that in there personally. That's kind of how I feel about the movie, that little exclamation point. So there we go. From the year, what, 1990?
1990. Yeah.
A sequel to Re-Animator from 1985.
Yep. Which we've done on this show.
Which we have done on this show with most of the same people. The only one not returning, it seems, is like Stuart Gordon.
Barbara Crampton.
And Barbara Crampton,
yeah,
yes.
Come back because her agent apparently told her that it wouldn't be worth her time or because she wouldn't be, it was a cameo.
Yeah, I suppose so. That and this one did go direct to video.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did read that it played somewhere.
I hope so.
But yeah, it's basically a director. I mean, the first Re-Animator, right, like did actually, I remember that the commercial for it on TV showed, as I remember, like barely any, if any, footage at all, and basically said this film is unrated. And that was like the selling point. It was like, come and see. But I remember, it played here in town.
Oh wow,
Re-Animator was a hit,
as it should be.
and so years later they decided to make a sequel. But I don't know what Stuart Gordon was off doing at this point. He was pursuing.
What was he doing?
He did From Beyond in 80.
Was Dagon around this time?
No, Dagon's more recent. That's in the 2000s.
Was From Beyond 88?
From Beyond, yeah, maybe 88, and then like Pit and the Pendulum. I think Pit and the Pendulum was 91, right? With Lance Henriksen.
I haven't seen that.
He did Castle Freak, which we did on this show. He did Robot Jocks, which we did on this show. He did Fortress eventually with Christopher Lambert, and of course the Space Truckers, which we also did on this show.
That's right.
Is that Stuart Gordon?
That's Stuart Gordon.
Shit, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, Stuart Gordon had a interesting and wild and varied career that ended up making those like Edmund and with William H. Macy and King of the Ants with George Wendt and Stuck with Stephen Ray.
I mean, he co-wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah,
with
Dennis
Pioli, right? Was it Dennis Pioli?
No, he did it with did he do it with Yuzna? Wait, hold on.
Maybe it was Yuzna.
I think it was Yuzna.
Okay, that's how those guys got.
Yeah, Yuzna, yeah. Him and Ed Naha. But Stuart Gordon and Brian Yuzna wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That always, I always knew that, but every time I hear it again, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But if you think about it does make sense.
Yes.
It is very much like a G-rated body horror movie, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
they explore all those elements.
Yeah, and there's mad scientist elements and shit. Yeah.
What did, I think Yuzna, wasn't he was the producer on the first Re-Animator.
Yes.
If I remember,
yes, he was.
Right? Like there was a Charles Band's Empire Pictures, oversaw it. I think the first one was shot in maybe Italy in Cinecittà, right? Or whatever.
I love Cinecittà. The castle?
Well, there was the studios and then Band bought a castle.
Band bought the castle, yeah.
And that's where they shot Castle Freak.
Right, yeah.
And so this one, I don't think Yuzna has moved to Spain yet, or has he? Was this one done? Because remember the whole Fantastic Factory thing? Brian Yuzna started a whole studio in Spain. Ultimately, Dagon was done there.
Gotcha.
But like Faust, the comic book adaptation was done there. And
what would the freak show be without Brian Yuzna? We'd be missing a large, goopy appendage of some sort,
We'd
right?
be able to not. We wouldn't have had to live through Society.
That was his first directorial. Yeah. Okay. So he moved from producer to directing.
Yes.
Indeed.
And was gross the entire way.
Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 4?
Yes, he did. Yeah. Yes. I think that's the one where that's not the toy maker, is it? Or there's one of them where there's
Initiation.
Ricky has like is it the one where Ricky has like the exposed brain?
Is that 3 or 4? I know there's one.
Reggie Bannister's in 4. I'm gonna watch Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I think
4.
there's some
Clint
like
Howard?
there might be some stop motion in that with some gross toys that he makes. I don't know if the Toy Maker's the 5th one. It might be that one, but
gotcha. And then Returning of the Living Dead 3.
Yep.
Which we did
on this show.
Have you guys seen The Dentist?
No.
I want to see a Yuzna dentist movie.
What's his name? From
Corbin Burnson.
Corbin Burnson, from Major League and all that stuff. Yeah, he was the dentist.
Yeah.
In both of them, 1 and 2.
This looks dope. We got to watch The Dentist.
Yeah, we've never watched The Dentist.
Yeah,
Dental horror.
1996. By Brian Yuzna. Yeah.
What's the last thing that Yuzna did?
Let's see.
Well, I mean, that's like the glory days.
Oh, he made a sequel to The Dentist in 1998.
Yes, those were heavy HBO runners.
Let's see. Yeah, he's got something in development. The Plastic Surgeon.
Oh, that sounds like horror.
Oh, wait. Did Yuzna do Beyond Reanimator?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then a movie called Rottweiler after that. Beneath Still
Not
Waters.
the 3D one from the 80s.
Amphibious Creature of the Deep.
He produced The Nun and 60 Seconds of Solitude in Year 0.
Well, he had his good. He had a good run.
He did good enough. We appreciate him.
Yeah, I mean, he's forever going to be remembered as the guy who did Society.
I mean, that's where you start too. Holy cow!
Yeah, what a start.
You peaked immediately. You can never reach those heights again.
Is that what happened? Because I mean, a lot of the other stuff. It sounds like he's the sequel guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would seem so.
Yeah.
Everything else he's
My
doing
kind
is
of guy.
like like he's the third. He does the third sequel or the fourth sequel to a movie,
right? Which is like you can make that can be a cottage industry for you because they're like. Nobody's watching. It's the third sequel. I can do what I want.
You can
They'll let me do what I
whatever you
want.
Yes.
So there's fun in that, I think. Whereas other people may see it as lowly or something. He's like, no, you know what I get to do?
Yeah.
It's maybe some weird shit, but I get to create it.
Yeah.
He is the Herbert West of sequels.
He really is.
Well, yeah, we'd done the original Reanimator like years ago. We watched that movie. You guys haven't seen it since then. Michaela,
I was not here for this episode. It predated me.
Oh, did it? Was it that long ago?
When's the last time you saw a Reanimator?
Probably like 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
All right.
I think Reanimator's like it's a great,
It's great,
fun like horror movie that just went like bonkers, and I guess that gives a sequel a kind of a.
What's
not
your
strike against it? But it's like when the first movie went so far,
yes,
then it's like, okay, where do you have to go?
and that's when you call Brian Yuzna.
Yeah, the question was answered.
Yes.
Tonight.
Okay,
You go further.
Does it? I mean,
I
the first
think
one.
so.
The first one crosses some lines.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the first one went further.
I think sexually it goes
Yeah, it
further in the
does.
first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But even all the shit that's happening at the end in the morgue with like all the bodies and I mean, I suppose there's not as much. This one is more like stitching together of body parts,
Right.
and then animating them
Yes.
more so than we had in the
Because
first one.
right, that's more zombies when we get to the end attacking everybody. This is I think this goes I will say this one goes further.
This one's the original's more uncomfortable to watch.
Yes.
I don't know.
This is definitely more fun.
Yeah,
I
this
think.
is more
as
fun.
as
The tone is
Reanimator
better.
is, which
This-
is hilarious
It
when he's
reminded me
wrestling
of
that cat.
Frankenhooker, like
Yes,
the chest in Frankenhooker of all the body parts squiggling around and stuff.
Yeah.
Very much the same kind of tone as a Frankenhooker. Was the first one? Yeah, the sexual stuff gives it a sleaze level that is a little more unsavory. I think.
Yeah, you just like you don't want to be sitting next to someone you know when you're watching that.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Especially if you picked it, you're
I
just
guess
like,
that's
what's
why
wrong
I'm
with you?
giving it
Yeah.
points. It's like that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
is like
Yeah.
the like whoa, like Reanimator.
Yeah.
Like you'll remember Reanimator.
Yes.
when you've seen it.
I think that's why I haven't rewatched it because I remember.
Yeah, it
I know
sticks
I
with
said
me,
earlier
yeah.
that I had to kind of refresh my memory, but obviously certain things I'll never forget from that movie.
Well, I have seen Beyond Reanimator.
Barbara
but-
Crampton is a
boy.
brave woman.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. But
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
because she was also in From Beyond, which we also did on this show.
Yeah.
And that was also like, ooh, we talked about how gross that movie was, but she had to go the distance in that too.
Yeah, and she was the Combs and Crampton were in Castle Freak.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep. Yeah, because she
Yeah.
produced the remake on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. She's
Yeah.
kind of taken like ownership of the like horror, like she
She has.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
love that.
Suitable Flesh, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Lynch movie, and I mean she was out of it for a while, and then all
Now
of a
she's like
sudden,
an ambassador to
Yeah.
it and producing and getting back into it. And
Yeah.
Welcome.
Or has
And
been
she's
for
in
maybe
some
like 10
iconic
years.
movies,
Yeah,
you know?
oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You said you've seen Beyond Re-Animator.
Yes.
How's that one?
I don't recall it.
Okay.
Didn't make much of an
The poster
impression,
didn't
huh?
look too inviting as
Yeah.
far as what are we doing here?
It was several years later. Was that in the 90s?
Oh,
Maybe it
let's
was
see.
late 90s. Another direct-to-video. I don't even think Bruce Abbott comes back for that one.
Wow,
I think-
even he said no, huh?
Yeah.
I think, and I mean, I don't think David Gale is in it. I think it's just Jeffrey
2003.
Combs.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
wow.
Yeah, okay. And I
Oh,
know
man,
they
it
had
looks like it,
talked at
too.
some point, maybe around there, because I remember they're like, they're going to do another Reanimator. They were talking about one called House of Reanimator, where it was like Herbert West was like to be abducted by the Secret Service, taken to the White House, and had to reanimate the president who had died,
I'd watch
something like that. But
Are we sure that hasn't happened?
Yeah.
William
I
H.
just want to put that out
Macy,
there right now.
No. Was it William H. Macy who was going to be in that? It was somebody.
Ooh.
Better Paul Giamatti.
That's
I
quite a
mean,
name.
back then, like those names were circling.
I believe more Giamatti because I know that he loves horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Gordon ended up working with William H. Macy, and Edmund.
Oh, nice.
So it's
All
like,
right.
it's maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, are these all Chicago guys? Because Gordon was, right? He had the,
Yeah.
what was the name of, he had like a theater company, the Organic Theater from Chicago. And that's somehow how he got like into film. Went out, they said, we have to make a film. What can we do? And they said, H.P. Lovecraft Reanimator.
Brian
There you
Yuzna is not a Chicago guy, I'll tell you
Okay.
that.
Stuart Gordon is, though.
Yeah. And I think William H. Macy is too. So
I think so.
Okay. All right. So how do we get into and so I suppose we should
Peru.
say, well, you were saying that this movie is more.
It's more,
You're talking in terms of effects.
more effects. The energy is maybe it's not. Maybe I was gonna say the energy seems to be a little more frenetic,
This
a
is
little more
because
chaotic.
we're coming right off of watching it.
We are coming right off of watching
So
it.
the ending gives you that.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
It might have been
recency
a
bias
long
about
time
that
getting
ending.
there.
Yes.
But there is still, like,
I don't even. Okay, we'll talk about that.
this
Yeah.
movie, though, the score would have you believing it is nonstop cartoony action, because the score, even was just people talking, is like Danny Elfman crazy horns and
Yeah.
xylophones happening.
Mhm.
But
It's-
the energy in the scene is not there, but the soundtrack is really trying to make up for what's not there.
I think it's Richard Band again. I think reprising it's like a psycho riff that he
Yeah.
does for the music, and then he's playful
Yes.
Mhm.
underneath.
I think it's that playfulness is just trying to keep up with Combs's energy, because he's got that eye twitch, looking around, nervous energy going on. That I think in these moments where you said it takes a long time to get to the end of this, were you not? Were you a little bored in the middle of this? Because I think anything Jeffrey Combs, I think, fills that any void in there. I love watching him in this role.
Yeah, so do
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Nothing ever feels like I'm just like, what's he gonna do next?
think
Because he
this-
could do anything. It
But I
feels like
bought
in
a
this
ticket
movie.
to Bride of Re-Animator. Where's the goddamn bride?
Then you have a point there.
Yes.
But it's all about the journey.
Like Jeffrey Combs is one of the, like, that's why, you go like, can you remake Reanimator? I mean, I suppose somebody could do it, and I know. It
It would be so toned down if it ever got remade. There's
Yeah,
no
that's
way it'd
why they
ever be
won't
that
do it,
extreme.
but,
Yeah.
I mean, just to even bring it up, I guess, because people, I guess my point being that Jeffrey Combs is one of those, like, you can't recast Herbert
Right,
West.
right.
It's like that is iconic to that guy.
Yeah.
Like that is going to be the part that he's remembered for.
Yeah.
It's just so linked, it's
Right.
like that is like a great performance. I mean, I've seen the guy in other stuff.
Yeah.
He's not like that.
No.
Right.
That is a performance that he's doing, and it's like that is Weasley,
It's
arrogant.
the arrogance, the god
Mhm.
complex he's playing with in this, and creating his own world, and the
Creepy.
definitely
Yes.
creepy. What he's persuasive in a skeevy way, like just constantly turning things on Dan. It's
Yeah.
like, you want to do this
He always seems
Meg.
he finds like the psychological the string and just holds on and pulls it.
Like finding a tendon in the body and pulling it.
Yeah.
He's able to find it and just be like, woo, make people do what he wants.
Yeah.
That way. And he's very good. He's very convincing. He shouldn't be convincing. Dan is an idiot.
Why does anybody hang out with this guy? It's nothing but gross experiments and problems to deal with.
I know. What is, at this point, for Dan, what is the benefit of continuing to help this man?
Yeah.
So I was watching this one tonight because, I mean, I know the end of the last movie kind of, at the end of the last movie, I think Herbert West is killed or about to be killed or torn apart by his creations because, he overdoses one of them and it turns into a big giant colon that tries to strangle him or something. And so you're like, okay, he's dead. And Dan is still alive. And this movie picks up and they're like in Peru.
In the middle of a war.
I was watching it and I'm like, is Dan it's like he's suffering from PTSD, like such deep PTSD from the last movie that, he's just hanging around with Herbert. Wherever Herbert goes, he's just like following like a puppy dog because he doesn't. I mean, that's the thing. It's like Dan Cain does not seem to be cut out
no.
for to be a doctor.
But I think like Herbert's the only one who can commiserate. He can commiserate with. He can't talk to anybody else about this, and so I think he sticks around with them. Just he's like, you're the only one who knows what I've been through, and it was some shit. And so he just sticks around, kind of maybe like a zombie himself, wandering through life, just kind of sticking with him.
Why
he's got no other
Herbert
option.
Hanging out with Dan Cain?
He needs his assistance. He can't do this on his own.
I think
he needs a Renfield. Yeah,
he needs a Renfield, or because there's one scene in the movie where it's like the whole way through it, you're like, this Dan Cain guy is just miserable. He hates himself and he hates his life and he hates all the shit that he's done.
He's on the edge of a nervous breakdown.
But there's that moment where finally West convinces him, and then it's like Dan Cain rises, and it's like, okay, and that's Herbert's like, this is what I need. I need this guy to help me with these experiments so we can do all this crazy shit.
This is the Dan Cain I need.
Yeah.
All I had to do was hand him a heart.
Okay, so the movie itself begins,
they've left the country.
Yeah.
As far as the ending of the last movie, they're in Peru. They're in the middle of a war. They're doing meatball surgery. It's MASH over there, basically. And they're about to be blown up and shot to death because the war is coming in on them. But they have been doing experiments, it would seem.
Or at least Herbert has.
Yes. But with the help of, Dan knows what's going on. But he's reanimating people and then, if they end up like they did in the first movie, immediately shooting them in the head.
Yes.
So he's still doing it, but it's a very quick process, it would seem.
Learning more and more in the 8 months or whatever since the Miskatonic Massacre.
Yes.
And also new research has presented itself, or whatever, the idea that somehow iguana or reptiles, whatever, it's a MacGuffin. They've found something else.
It's a great MacGuffin.
Yeah.
What does he say when he puts it in this bag? We'll need this later.
We'll need this for later.
Yeah, and puts an iguana in a duffel bag. It's one of those great out of context screen caps where if you just saw that scene, you'd be like, what the fuck movie is this from?
It's so weird, but he does that a few times in this movie because remember that, Dan? Skin rejection.
Skin
take
rejection.
a note. I mean,
take notes.
He is so single-mindedly in pursuit of science. I suppose like Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah,
indeed. It's very Cushing in this.
Yeah, the
but this
Cushing
guy's got to have a day job though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can only do his experimenting in his off hours, it seems. So
well, and I guess what is he in Peru? What's the new addition that he's discovered in his quest to bring the dead back to life? There's some new thing that he's figured out.
What did he say?
It was like, they were talking about like parts, like he could reanimate individual
the consciousness is in more than just the brain. It's in every part of the body is what he's figured out.
We're just a collection of like moving parts or whatever.
Yeah.
down to the fact that like a ballerina's feet means you would be able to perform like a ballerina. I guess this
like
movie
body
is saying.
parts.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
body
basically,
parts,
yes. Yeah, he's basically saying like, we got these from a ballerina that will still be in these feet when we
Mind
bring it to
you,
life.
Didn't they say a ballerina that killed herself because she didn't make the cut or something?
Well,
right?
she lost her urge to be a ballerina at that part.
So she's not good. So you're giving a not good
maybe
ballerina's
not.
feet.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's quite possible.
Sawed
Yeah.
her own feet off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're also introduced to there's another character introduced here, and I'm sorry, I can't remember, Francesca. She was a lot of vagina.
She was
in Austin Powers. Can't remember Ubenko.
Fabiana Udenio.
There you go. Okay,
Udenio.
Fabiana. And who is she?
She's Francesca. She is. Did they say at the beginning? Because she's in Peru with them.
Is she on their team? On their side? I think she's with the army or rebel forces.
She's with the rebel forces, yes. So I think so. And she ends up
the rebels coming in.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a civil war going on, and we don't know what side anybody's on. But she is. I don't know her role, and technically if she's just a soldier or she's bringing in. Or is she a nurse at that point? I don't know. But she does end up coming into their tent. I forget for what reason. She's bringing somebody. Maybe I think she's bringing an injured person. But she ends up seeing what Herbert West is doing with his experiments. She sees him inject a guy, examine him, and then blow his brains out.
She's like, "What are you doing here?" And of course, then that's
and
when
she still hangs out with him later on.
So they all have to flee, but we've introduced her. Okay.
Yes.
The action relocates to
back to Miskatonic.
Arkham, Massachusetts. Yes.
So they're back
right here.
Okay, they're back at the hospital.
Right there. I'm like, now there's no way in hell.
Right.
Like you couldn't have gone anywhere else?
Right.
Like, weren't they expelled?
I don't know.
Dean Halsey had expelled. Okay, whatever. We're gonna have to forget all that
right.
because
you kind of do. This is like Evil Dead 2.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bit.
So they're back and working as doctors.
Yes.
Apparently they graduated at some point.
I graduated and were cleared of any wrongdoing technically. Because they have spoken to the police, it does come out. But there's still one cop who's very suspicious.
Yes. Now, this is after the case has been closed. In 8 months, I like that the case has been closed.
That's very quick.
Yeah.
Even though the bodies are still taped off in the
crime scene is still taped off in the school, like everywhere. It looks like it's still an active crime scene.
It really does.
Yeah.
So the body parts are still there, still not decaying as we're told. Because Dr. Graves,
the pathologist, who seems a little bit off. Okay, so there's like multiple plot threads here. So where are we going with it? We got police investigation, Dr. Graves, the pathologist, and what's going on with Herbert and Dan at the house.
Right.
Where do you want to start?
Well, we have the continuing adventures of Herbert and Dan, it would seem. What is with Dr. Graves? What's the first thing we see? Because the cop comes in. The cop comes in and talks to him first, and he's got the bat on the thing, and he's working with it.
He has discovered. So Dr. Graves is sorting through the wreckage of the massacre.
Yes,
and he's got all the body parts. Apparently, they haven't burned them all.
Yeah,
right.
They still actually have people's bodies like in a closet.
Yeah,
not in a morgue or anything. I guess he works in the morgue.
Yeah,
it's the closet adjacent to the morgue. And he has discovered the reagent formula.
Yes.
Is still there and is doing experiments with it to see what it does and is surprised when it brings a bat back to life.
Weren't we all?
Yes.
This adorable felt bat.
It was very felt. It looked like a puppet you could make with really a craft kit from Michael's. But I loved it.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Just its little squealing and everything. I hated that they had to mutilate it.
The empathy I felt for the bat and the dog in this movie, too much. But
these are obviously puppets.
Well, what's so frustrating is that you bring it back and then get surprised when it flies around and starts doing stuff and then attack it. It's like, you caused this.
Yeah.
It's the Frankenstein thing. It's like, you get mad at your own creation and it's like, bro, you're responsible for that. Like,
you just want to see if you can do it. You don't want to actually do it right now. You're going to do it later. I want you,
Obviously, if you bring a bat back, it's going to want to try and fly around the room. Duh.
Well, speaking of the puppetry and the effects, I guess that's the thing that we touched on, but haven't really talked about. So this movie is a special effects tour de force.
I would say so.
Absolutely.
that had to employ basically every working special effects company
Yes.
in the 1990s.
Yeah, I think,
who'd you see in the credits there?
Everybody but Kevin Yeager and
Tom Savini.
and Tom
I guess
Savini
was kind
and,
of out of it by then. Oh no, he was directing. Savini was doing Night of the Living
Oh,
Dead.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 19.
Right.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, we have everybody. Like I need to.
Well, I got him. I think, except
got
for
him
the one guy I didn't recognize. But we got Screaming Mad George,
Mm-hmm.
who had done a bunch of stuff on like the Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Guyver.
Was that Brian Yuzna?
I think he produced it.
Because that's the one that had Dr. East.
Yes, it
David
had
Gale
him
was in it
as Dr. East. It had David Gale as that was another production by them. So everybody kind of comes back for that one. But yes, Dr. East is in that one, which is quite wonderful.
You have K&B. I think K&B designed The Bride.
Okay. So Tony Dublin.
That's the one I don't recognize.
That's the stop motion and Rod puppets.
No, isn't stop motion was Dave Allen?
He's also did it.
Okay.
Screaming Mad George.
And MMI, that's John Beekler. Director Friday the 13th.
Yep, John Beekler. Yep.
Part 7.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like all these guys.
Yeah.
Because I guess the workload, right?
Right.
It's like no one company could do it. It's
Especially
like
at the end, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
So you're farming it out to everybody. I mean, it's just, I guess that's right of this era.
Mm-hmm.
Like a thing that kind of draws you to this is all the the artwork, the art of
the artistry of all of this. Between that and the production design, hell yeah.
The production design, it's like this movie takes place in like 2 locations. I guess the first one kind of was confined to a morgue.
Right.
Yeah, mostly, and the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This one's confined to, it feels like a house, upper floor, and the basement. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty tight
hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The hospital morgue, right? Which feels like the set from the first one. They maybe were like rebuilt or something like that.
Yeah.
The morgue set. Okay, so to find where Dr. Graves' story goes, we have to detour into the cop.
Yep.
This is Claude Earl Jones, who I believe we last saw on Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Love
Right?
that movie.
He wasn't the postman. He was one of the farmers, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who is he, and what's his part in
So
this story?
he's the cop that's like, there's still something not right here, and he's determined to figure it out. Could do without this entire plot line, honestly. Take it out of this movie. I don't miss it.
Okay. So
But there's so many, like you said, so many plots happening. Let's ditch this one.
what does this one contribute to the movie?
I don't think it does.
I
I think it's a time filler.
A tenuous connection to the first movie.
Does he even have okay, so it's revealed.
It adds the point of the cop is to just have someone on Herbert's ass to make him nervous.
Mm-hmm.
That someone's going to figure out what he's doing. That's the point of story wise. That's why he's there. They chose to employ it with a guy who's still looking at the suspicious nature of the case. Plus, he has a personal interest.
Not for me.
No, because something happened to his wife.
And
there it is.
So it turns out.
His wife was one of the reanimated corpses that I forgot about this little point. David Gale is able to control other dead bodies because he was doing experiments earlier on with lasers, and now he can psychically connect to them.
Okay, but that remember was like a deleted plot point in the first movie.
Was it deleted?
There was he had that laser and he would drill into their heads,
right?
Lobotomize them,
yes,
right?
Yeah, lobotomy.
But there was like a deleted which I think maybe shows up in the theatrical because there was like an R and an unrated, and I think in the R-rated version maybe they put those scenes back in where he was a hypnotist, and so once he lobotomized them, he was able to hypnotize them. This movie just like goes with he can mentally control the reanimated dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're just like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I know in a Stuart Gordon movie, I'm going to have to accept like a reality that is not familiar to my own. But
To say the
sometimes
least, yeah.
it's like, okay, we're putting a hat on a hat
Yeah.
with like the layers of things that are happening is a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
And if you don't remember that little plot point from the first one, you're going to be left wildly confused.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, why can he just bring them here?
Right.
David Gale plays Dr. Hill, if you
Yes.
remember from the first movie, was a disembodied head.
Yep.
Right.
And I believe he got his eyeballs pushed out. I think his whole head was crushed at the end of the first movie.
Right.
Forget about all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Apparently, there is a scene that exists where the head is found at a carnival. In this movie,
Oh, right, yeah.
it wasn't included in the movie, but they shot it,
Yeah.
I guess.
I want to see
Because
it.
there is dialogue that they found the head at a carnival just like 8 miles out of town or
Yep.
whatever.
I want to do it for what? What was it being used for?
Yeah, that's what I
wonder?
want to see.
Right. It was a twitching head. And this was found by the detective.
Yep.
And
Oh, yeah, he brings it back.
I guess what we're saying is that one of his so one of the reanimated corpses in the first movie was the detective's wife.
Yes. This is an after the fact revelation.
Yes. And it's a revelation later in the movie that like all of the reanimated cadavers from the first movie are not necessarily weren't disposed of.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so they're being treated like they're crazy people because that was also set up in the first movie, right? Dr. Halsey, when he came back,
Yeah.
or Dean Halsey. So they've got him in the mental ward.
Right. Right.
And one of those is his wife. And so he's like, I know she's dead, but there she is.
Yes.
Right.
You know, and I know, so that gives me
This
an
is
edge.
what-
I know
right.
that there's something.
This is why I know what's going on because
Yeah.
that's my wife and she was dead.
Yeah.
She's not so much anymore.
And how does he know she was dead?
How did she die? I forgot.
It was
mentions
like-
it. Oh, right, because she has blunt force trauma to her head,
Yeah.
which is how she died. He says she fell.
Mm-hmm.
But
Herbert
is
West
like-
says something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's alive, Peter. Shoot him.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the cop is like circling in.
Yes, he
Keeps
is
coming over
He's
to
like
the
on the
house.
perimeter, just kind of slowly circling and getting closer to him as it goes along.
And he delivers the head to Dr. Graves,
Yep.
the head of Dr. Hill,
Yep.
who, of course, mounts the head on a desk, as you do. That's basically where Dr. Hill like lives, is as a head on somebody's desk.
This brought a bat back to life. What will it do to a head?
And so he shoots the head up with the glow-in-the-dark reagent, and boom! And yep, we've got Dr. Hill back in the movie.
Thank God.
And then we leave him for a half hour.
Yep.
David, we need you to come back for the sequel. Oh, what do we do? It's like, you're just going to be ahead. He's
Yep.
like, that's probably a good, easy paycheck.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
You might be ahead with an extra accessory later on.
Yeah,
though.
we're gonna
It's
we're
all
gonna make it
cute,
fun
yeah.
for you later.
Yeah.
You're gonna be ahead for a little bit.
Not a head giving head in this movie.
Nope, not
Nope.
in this one. No, we don't go
That's the one that
far.
cost him his marriage, I think. It was the
Yeah.
first movie. Okay, so
But he is ahead, and I just want to comment on the stuff you don't see anymore. The inventiveness of the camera work when a head is still connected to a human actor's body.
Yeah.
And you have to pull it off that it is a disembodied head somehow while being carried, while moving. And just the framing, the camera work in this to keep that illusion alive is very good. Between that and a lot of hole in the table
Yes.
appendages throughout the movie, fantastic. Great
I think
camera work.
the headless effect is probably better in this one than it
I
was
think
in the
so.
first one. Well, and what I'm saying there is the editing and the planning of the camera angles where you're cutting
Yeah.
cover it better than the first one did.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, because there were some awkward carrying head moments
Mhm.
where it's just like you can only get him so far on screen, so he's still really off to the side
Right.
of the frame, and
Yeah.
but he's got to get in there. Yeah.
But this one did it better.
Yes.
It was like, boom, there he is. I'm like, oh, okay, that was
Yeah.
a little more convincing.
This one did it better, and then they also figured out ways to have the head separate from everything else. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
They
the
figured it out.
head is back, and I wondered at one point when Dr. Graves was covering his ears. So he's like, just stop talking, just stop talking. But it was like, is this because he could be hypnotized?
Right.
And we're just forgetting, maybe
Oh.
we reintroduce that and cut it back out again. I don't know.
Maybe. It does feel like a few things were like cut out and maybe rearranged a little bit. Just a little bit. It feels like there's some stuff maybe missing.
Okay. And so that's our antagonist, right?
Yep.
The both Dr. Hill and the detective, who we are not sure if he adds anything to the movie. And so then I guess back with Dr. Hill and Dr. West. Now,
Dr. Cain and Dr. West.
Or sorry, Dr. Cain and Dr. West. So Dr. Cain's working at the hospital.
He shouldn't be.
Right.
This man is disturbed. I'm surprised he doesn't have just a PTSD moment, like at least once a day, where he just sees blood and just has flashbacks and freezes up. Like the man is not okay.
He doesn't seem to be okay.
No.
He's treating a patient.
Yes. Kathleen Kinmont from Halloween 4.
Cops do it by the book.
Cops do it by the book.
Wow. Amazing.
They do indeed.
And but he is projecting onto her that she is kind of like his ex-girlfriend, his girlfriend who was murdered by zombies in the last movie. That was Barbara Crampton.
Yep.
Right? Because he seems to have an affinity for her. Like she's like Meg.
Very much so. And when he keeps losing it more and more of the thing, even at one point it's just like, you're like Meg, but who lived.
Yeah. I mean,
immediately dies.
This guy is like...
Yes.
He's out there. It's like West is out there and Cain. Like both of these guys are like,
but Cain,
whoa.
But in very different ways.
Yes, very different ways. And especially like Cain, not only does he have to deal with the fact that what happened to Barbara Crampton in the first one, and he's still dealing with it, but then he's just got Herbert like manipulating him on that ground the entire movie. Yeah. Like this dude psychologically cannot catch a break.
And so Herbert is basically single-minded as always in pursuit of the discovery, and so they move into a mortuary, right?
Yeah,
a former mortuary that has a nice big-ass, mad scientist lab in the basement. A lot of beaker science going on here that's set up.
Yes.
There's also I'm like, okay, there's Chekhov's hole in the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, loose bricks. I've always. You guys ever had like a loose brick, like just one brick that you could pull out and hide something in?
No.
Like you see in the movies and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
I never
just wanted one.
Right.
But I'm also afraid of like
loose bricks seem scary. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So that hole
it's just darkness back there.
goes to like a crypt because they're right next to, I suppose, a mortuary, right next to a cemetery, and so there's an underground crypt and really store that one for later.
Yeah, that'll come back. They always do.
Okay, so West is like, we're gonna steal cadavers and body parts and whatever from the hospital.
Yep.
So we can continue these experiments. Yep. Except his experiments now are
iguana influenced.
Yes, because he takes like the amniotic fluid of the iguana.
Basically, the iguana's cellular structure and DNA has not changed in 100 years. It has basically been the same for all of time. And so he's using that somehow to bring the bodies back in a way where they don't freak out.
It stabilizes them somehow.
Yeah.
Science, you know.
Because
he's using the test tubes. Yeah.
He's using the consistency of the DNA to
I don't know.
Yeah, it's science.
Science.
And mad science. And and this gives, I guess, the effects guys room to do stuff. What are the things that he creates?
The first one is like 4 fingers and a thumb plus an eyeball.
I love this
into like a little crawling hand with an eyeball.
This
thing from Addams Family.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It basically is the thing from Addams Family, like Michaela said. Like that was a short lifespan for this thing when it does happen. That thing should have been just a minor character crawling around the set for the rest of the movie.
Should have been the whole movie. We should have felt emotions for that thing.
Right. No, it should have been a friend
with it. Yeah.
Herbert should have been like, "What? Not now. I'm working," and it should have been like.
Yeah.
It really only has like one scene,
right?
And then it like when the cop shows up and everything's really tense. Like, is the cop going to figure out what's going on?
Yeah,
the thing is crawling around.
Think of how fun that could be, where he's trying, Herbert West got injectors and they get knocked over, and the hands just like grabbing it, and running away and shit.
It would make him more likable to have a freak show pet that he cares about.
So.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Right. That's how we would have done it
Yeah,
had we made
I would
it.
have kept that thing around the whole time. That's the only thing that survives at the end of this.
Right.
You just see him running
sure.
away.
Yeah,
that's the last thing we see.
I think he also like puts a couple of like an arm and a leg together.
He starts cat dogging.
Yeah.
It's so a foot and an arm, and he gets stuck together.
Cat dogging
Because he's bored. It's like, because what does he say? How does Cain describe it earlier? It's his doodling.
Yeah.
Doodling with flesh or flesh
Yeah.
doodling or
Yeah.
body part doodling or something like that.
The way he
You're
expressed
doodling
it
with
is
the
perfect.
dead.
Yeah, something like that. And that's what he is doing, because it's like
Or doodling with human body parts.
Yeah.
Or,
something.
right?
Something. He calls it doodling, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because he's either bored because he's like at an impasse with his main project, so he's just stitching shit together, or he's mad that what's his nuts is getting the lady upstairs. He's like, oh, he's not paying attention to me or my work.
Yeah, while he's doing this, Dan Cain's getting laid. So it's a very interesting cut back and forth
living the
between
life.
the two scenes.
So, I mean, he's a lucky man. Right?
Women alive and dead are throwing themselves at him. Get over Meg. Move on with your life.
Yes.
Stop bringing people back from the dead.
So
I mean, it has only been 8 months. It's not very long, given the tragedy that happened.
All right, that is a big event.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, fair.
Well,
But that's how what Herbert West wishes would happen. He's like, let's
No.
move on, dude.
Day 2, Herbert West was like, "Are you done?
Yeah.
Let's get back to work."
Yeah, back to work. There's something more important here.
You had a day.
A discovery, science,
Yes, life.
God. Yeah. So who? So you're saying Dan Cain gets laid with who?
Is it the
Francesca
lady? Yeah.
Who magically
Peru.
shows up, right?
Yeah.
So she
Yes.
travels from Peru after the war and comes to
Sure.
Miskatonic University.
This is a war movie, folks.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't get that they had a relationship in Peru.
How could you tell when all the action and shit happening? Like,
Right.
there was no room to establish relationships, really.
She did have some reason that she was in Boston. So she's like, I'll head over and look him up.
Yeah.
And they don't begin a torrid affair, but it's like, okay, they
but
got
she
to
will
meet
cook for him.
cute, and then she comes over to the house, and of course, then it's like, well, you're walking into, like there's experiments going on in the basement, and we got to keep her out of the basement. And,
No, but it's a quick journey from taste my sauce to taste my sauce, if you know what I'm saying. Like it is immediately sorry, it is immediately from the spaghetti scene to they are in bed.
Yeah.
It is real quick.
The movie wastes no time.
Waste no
Yeah.
time.
While Herbert downstairs is like, damn it, we can be doing this important work.
Yes.
Okay, so now we've got Francesca, who the whole idea that she's in the house, it's like she's going to find out that there's shit going on in the basement, and this is going to expose the whole thing.
Yep.
But you've also got the detective who reveals the whole thing about like, yeah, it's my wife who's, and tells, I think, Francesca, it was my wife.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh yeah, this is the part where the cop comes over and just like,
Yeah.
I'm going downstairs.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do to stop me. He's going in.
You would think that his suspicion is that Herbert West is responsible for all of this stuff. You wouldn't think going
You
down
turn
into
your back on him.
You turn your back on him, go down into his murder
Right.
basement for all you know, and you think it's gonna be fine? Like, this guy's ass gonna be killed.
I guess he was blinded by like the personal connection,
the
right?
connection and the rage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this guy also is not right. Obsessive.
Also,
Well,
nobody
one's
in this
right
movie is right.
Well, Francesca,
She sticks around after seeing what she saw in Peru.
In
I
that
think
dirty ass house.
I
too.
think she's still around after her dog is murdered.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, her
yeah.
dog's
So
murdered.
no,
Brutally
she's not
murdered.
right either.
So how is her dog murdered?
So her dog seems to follow her everywhere. This is after a night of passion. There's the cop is in the basement. There is a scuffle and everything. Does he get killed at that point?
Herbert kills him because Herbert
How's he
is a
kill him?
murderer. Right?
Yeah, just
he's
straight
murdered
murder.
people in the
Yeah.
first movie. He
Yeah.
murders people here. But he does it in a way.
Oh yeah, we are showed Chekhov's cloth earlier on in the.
Yeah, it's some kind of vapor or whatever he puts on a cloth, and it gives you a heart attack.
Yeah.
So he kills a guy like, hey, what do you attack me? And then his heart gave out. And then, but we can bring him back and put him back on the streets because we've got this reagent. And so he reanimates him, and of course, all the people who come back from the dead come back crazy.
Yes.
And he attacks Francesca's dog and rips it apart, and then
rips off like the leg and then throws it against the wall. Hard, like
yeah, and then he gets away. He gets out of there.
There is a
so
scuffle.
we're
He
like,
loses
oh,
an
no.
arm.
Yeah,
He does lose an arm in this. I think.
Wes chops it off.
Right,
Yeah,
you're right. Because
yeah.
there's an attack. He's going after Dan, and then he gets the machete and just chops it off. He cauterizes it in the thing, and then he gets then he runs off because he's mad at this point, and I think he's going to the cemetery.
yeah,
That's what we're
to
seeing
care
next.
for his wife, or to visit his wife, I guess, right?
And this is where I feel like this character can exit the movie. Like
but he hasn't really done anything because
But then
basically,
how
I
will-
don't think he does anything.
But,
yeah.
but then how will Francesca gnaw on his severed arm later in the
Yeah,
movie if he's
I was
to
doing
leave?
it for somebody.
Yeah.
well, he also serves as basically, because we've forgotten about Dr. Hill's head.
Yes. Because
And-
we haven't seen it in 30 minutes.
Right. And somehow Dr. Hill has to be mobile. And so because Dr. Graves is not helping him in the way that he needs, he uses his psychic powers to control all the dead people from the psych ward and now the cop to come and assist him. So now he's assembling his little squad, not an army, just a squad to help him get his way, which I'm not sure what he wants. I think he just wants revenge.
Yeah.
Unclear, but yeah, I guess that's the best guess.
Revenge, he would probably at a certain point be like, I'd like a body back again at some point. Can we get that going?
But he never asks for that.
Yeah.
No.
His body was destroyed, I think, in the,
Right. And I think this is putting a lot into the character. I think he knows that. He's just like, I'll get my revenge first. Then we do the body. But we don't have time for the body right now because that'll be a process. So revenge.
Okay, so I am going to put this to you. I think Dr. Hill's return adds nothing to the movie. I mean, aside from visual sight gags that are fun.
I was going to say, how dare you?
Sean and I both had fingers
did. We went,
raised.
"Ah."
And then we're
How
like, okay,
dare you?
that's
Yeah, I was like,
exactly
that's
the point.
fair
Yes.
point.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a cool, what happens is kind of cool.
Right. It's the fun of the movie.
Yeah.
And this movie is very fun. And it's these little moments like that add up that make this extremely fun. I would hate to see it go.
I don't get any fun out of the cop. I feel like the cop
Right.
gives me
Right.
nothing.
Right.
So
To take
this at
this-
least gives me some fun.
Yeah, to take this away would be taking something like that. Yeah.
I will always remember that part
always
of the
remember
movie.
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah, that becomes one of the most memorable.
That-
You
it
remember that about the movie. Like, what the
Because we wanted it, we expressed it out loud, and we got it.
I said they better be putting wings on that head.
And there it is.
Yeah. Because we see him, he gets plopped down right where the wings had been cut off the felt bat puppet. And then you just see them pick up like the scalpel and you're like, yes,
Right.
bat wings on this
They
severed
cut to
head.
the side of his head, and you're like, whoa,
Yes.
am I going to get it?
Yep.
You get it.
They hold it off screen for a while.
They
We
do.
see
A long while.
bat shadows and stuff going by
Yes.
because I mean, right? I think he just shows up for the climax. The
It is.
climax is a good section of this movie,
Yeah.
and the one thing we need to get us there is the titular character, the Bride of Re-Animator. So
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Okay, so we've gone all this way. We're like, it's not going to be Francesca. She's like, I hate you. You're doing crazy shit in the
freaks.
basement with,
Yeah.
you're a freak. So she's out.
Yeah, she's gone. They are. Herbert has been collecting body parts this whole time, as we talk about. He gives them their own just due later on in the film, but he has been collecting them and building them up.
Specifically, one body part that he has saved from the Miskatonic Massacre.
He has, and it's the body part that is convincing Dan to keep at this and stay with him.
Because Dan has lost his fucking mind.
Truly has.
Because I was like, oh my God, Herbert, what are you doing?
Right.
Because this
Bro,
is
not
and he-
cool.
and he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
He does it with the heart because he has Meg's heart. He has found Meg's heart in the closet. He has retrieved it and he's being very careful with it. But he presents it to Dan like, wow, like it's a holy something for him. It's like,
Yeah.
you
We can
can't-
bring Meg back.
bring Meg back.
What did you love about her?
You're
Her
right.
heart, Then it does become
She's
like
pretty
a,
cute too, but on that, but he's just like, you don't want to give up on her heart, do you? And so like he's convinced there, but he also like his patient, the other patient that he falls in love with, he shouldn't have. like her head, which he also reveals in a shocking fashion to Dan. Like he's just constantly revealing shocking, insulting shit to his friend.
Yeah.
And trying to convince him, like, no, science.
Yeah. Because that's when Dan has his, like, he's lost his grip on reality.
Yeah.
Like, you're the Meg who lived. And then she dies right in front of him.
Right.
And then there's this whole scene where they're like, we have to cut her open right now in order to get her.
Do it.
And
Dan's getting sprayed in the face.
Yeah.
He's freaking out. He falls on the ground. He's like, no, I'm going to call it. He pops back. He's like, no. Like, it's a man who is gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
But still trying to hold on to these little elements. It's hilarious.
But Herbert saves the head in a bucket and brings
you get the legs. I'll get the head.
and brings the head back to the house because he's got his creation. Because that's the next thing. Following in the footsteps of Dr. Frankenstein, after you've reanimated a corpse, you have to create life.
Yes.
By reanimating a bunch of corpses that you stitch together.
Corpses, yeah.
Okay.
But in a different way because they've got their new iguana reanimator solution. And they're going to do it in a certain way. It's just like they can't do it to each part. They have to do it through the heart. They're building a circulatory system, which again squirts
Makes
blood.
sense.
And it's like there's so much squirting blood into. Dan gets a lot of blood just in the face.
Yeah.
They've built all that up and everything, so their process is a little different in this. At least they think so. If their end thing.
So there is a creation sequence because you need to have that in your Frankenstein kind of movie.
You do.
They have all the parts assembled from the and
how are they assembled? It's like metal. They're basically metal joints and reinforcement. You guys remember a little movie called Return of the Living Dead 3?
Yep.
Where we had Riverman. You remember Riverman?
Yeah.
The zombie corpse and the metal skeleton
that's
and
right.
everything. Like Brian Yuzna likes a few things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a pattern in a couple of his stuff.
and the metal like brace joints and stuff like that.
Yes.
So his tastes are being brought to these things. I like it because I also brought Return of the Living Dead 3 here.
That's right, you
Like,
did,
I have a thing for this. It would seem.
So they this and I think that scene also kind of gives Jeffrey Combs like he has two like monologue moments.
Mhm.
I think this is one of them where he's showing off like the the parts of the
All
body.
the features
All the
on this
features.
used
Yeah.
car he's selling. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it is like the hands of a. I don't know. He's
the hands of a lawyer. Case closed.
Yes.
Hand of a police officer. The feet
Or
of a
is she
ballerina.
was she a violinist?
The legs of
Or
a
a
hooker.
murderer.
The legs. These legs walk this street.
Who knows how many bodies they wrapped around?
Yes. The womb of the virgin.
Yep.
He didn't. I'm surprised he didn't go. The breasts of like he didn't get there.
Yeah.
He's just like the arms of somebody.
But it does go longer than you think.
It
Because I
does.
thought it was going to be like a rule of threes thing, right? Where we name the first three, the punchlines, and the last one, and then when we're done with the scene. No, we
Right.
just go everywhere.
Right. But I would listen to him explain every detail of this body. Because he is
that's
so.
what he knows what he's doing in those
he does.
moments.
He
It's like,
does.
This
And
is your moment.
It's his
Chew it.
moment, and he fucking does it so great.
Yeah.
Because you believe in his. You believe his. Not believe in his madness, but you see his madness.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, this man is only here for this.
Yep.
And how his grotesque appreciation for all the little things that he's doing comes forth in these monologues. And it's you can feel every emotion that he's like having for a man who's not very emotional within this movie. The emotions only come out when he's talking about these different pieces and these different parts.
Yeah.
And his infatuation with it.
Yeah.
It's
And it's like he's
creepy,
selling
it's
it.
freaky,
He is
but
selling it
it's-
to
yes.
Dan,
But
and
he's
that
selling
that
it
is
so
what
well.
what kind of brings Dan into like, yes,
Yep.
we are going to bring Meg back to life.
Yes.
So Dan loses it and becomes like, okay.
Yes. I
I'm
need
gonna
your
do
help
this.
to fuse the head to the spinal column. It's like, okay.
So they do. They bring the bride to life.
Indeed.
What do you think about that?
I mean, we can talk about, we've talked about the lateness of it, but other than the fact, the actual thing, I loved it.
I loved it, and I love the design, and
Yes.
I thought it was interesting that it is much like the original, where she's in it for like the shortest amount of time you can imagine.
Yep.
Like I think the original Bride of Frankenstein, it's like 8 minutes of screen time.
Well,
or
that was
something
my
like that,
question.
right?
I'm like,
Yeah.
how much is the bride in
Right.
the original Frankenstein?
I think it's eight or 9 minutes.
Okay.
It's really short.
Is it even that? Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty pretty short.
And is that the end of the movie? Or
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
Bride of Frankenstein,
Well, there you
and then
go.
so
they are
like,
following a
she
pattern.
hate me, and you know, so they're like, okay, are we going to play that dynamic? This one adds a different wrinkle because Francesca shows up, and you have the like Cain at this point is crazy, and tunnel vision. I'm bringing Meg back to life, and so the bride is like, and you made me, and Herbert's like, I actually made you.
I made
God
you.
damn it, you know.
But she had a previous relationship with Dan.
Yes.
So she's the one. He's the one she goes to.
And then Francesca shows up, and she's like, that's not Meg.
She's like,
yeah, the Meg is dead.
Yes.
You know, and you do see that, like, Bruce Abbott's trying to convey all this stuff. You know, it's like the
in
moment,
his puffy shirt.
yeah, that he realizes that, like, oh, you're right. Oh my God, my whole life is a lie. This isn't Meg. This is like an abomination, you know. And the bride is like, you know, there's this other woman there.
Right. And she's like, no, he's mine. Back off, bitch.
So we get a cat fight.
A mechanical cat and then a regular cat fighting.
Yeah.
Yep.
They really, like, her hair is even bride-like.
Yeah.
The design of her is very good.
Yeah, I guess you got to do that, right? It's like, there's a heavy debt to, like, the old Frankenstein movies. In my mind, like the Reanimator movies, I'm trying to think of like another analog that's as good. Like these are the 80s versions of that Frankenstein, you know, like, you know, they do Frankenstein movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this one is like, okay, it's different. It's like a zeitgeist of the time kind of, you know.
But it reminds me so much of Curse of Frankenstein. And like, that is my equivalent. That's what I see in these movies.
Yeah.
This is a far more wild version of that. But those movies were wild in their day as well.
Yeah. So there's a cat fight. I mean, it's not like a great one, but they're like, you know, wrestling over the, you know, Francesca and
Meanwhile, Dan's doing like very dramatic work, like putting his hand on walls,
right?
Like,
but
what my life.
Herbert has kind of gone off into this kind of, I mean, I guess as you do, drunk with the idea that, you know, he did something that even God can't do.
Yep.
You know, I'm playing with the parts that God discarded and, you know, have made this thing.
Like,
and then
I did something that neither God nor woman could do, creating life.
No, neither man nor woman, you know, could produce.
Yep.
I did it because he's a superior being.
Yep.
And you get into that, it's like, well, the one that you know, your girlfriend doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Ours is superior, you know.
Yes.
As they're beating each other up. And then Dr. West shows up. Or Dr. Hill. Sorry, Dr. Hill
shows up. Yeah.
And his little squad of mutant dead people.
And all the previously constructed and discarded experiments combusting through this loose brick wall.
I do love, and that was mentioned earlier because the bricks in the wall are just moving a little bit. I
pushing
love
out on their own.
Yeah, I love that.
Well,
and it's like it's a rats. I hope those. Hey, get back in there.
I suppose
It's like when Igor is trying to deliver the mail and he's trying to come out of the wall.
I suppose the surprise is we do see him like put, you know, like the leg and the arm together, and then he immediately discards it and throws it in the other room or through the hole in the wall. But I guess we don't know the extent of how many things are in there.
Right.
And so that becomes the Brian Yuzna
Showpiece,
crazy end of the movie where like all these like grotesque, what is it? There was like a leg with a head on it.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. There was like a bigger version of the four fingers and the eyeball. It was like kind of four legs, and then that was the head.
A reanimated cat.
Yes.
The cat, the white cat. There was twins that were like fused together.
The twins that were like. Their backs were cut off, and they're now just two-sided person. It's like a two-sided person. It's weird.
Nope. Where she's got her brother.
Oh,
Malignant. Yeah.
There's the dog is back with a full human arm replaced where the leg got ripped off.
Because Herbert West can't fucking help himself.
Yeah.
Can't
let anything go to waste.
Can't let anything go to waste.
And it's just an assault of Yuzna nightmare creatures.
Truly
and
is.
it just keeps going, and I'm like, yes, this is what I'm here for.
Yes, it is the climax, and it is great. It is also like, and all this time, the bride is having her own meltdown, literally at this point.
What do you want? Yeah, she has her moment to scream, and it's like, and Cain's like, I don't want your body, and I'm like, is that because like her body is literally gross and stable together,
right?
Or he was at, it's like
no, and then
Meg's
she knows what he meant by that, because then she's like, ah, and then just reaches in,
she rips her chest
to her
open,
cavity and rips and says, "What you want?" And she holds Meg's heart out in front of him, and then she slowly rips herself apart.
She bends her head backwards until it snaps off.
Bends her whole head backwards, arms are coming off, legs split in half, and like Kathleen Kinmont is dedicated to this freak out.
Yeah.
She is going for it.
She's selling it.
She's selling it. God bless her for it.
I don't know
her voice cracks a few times. She's screaming so loud.
Yeah, she's got that voice.
Did she do much after this? I mean, I know her Halloween 4 and then the Bride of Frankenstein.
She did a movie with Barbara Crampton at one point. I know that. I don't know what the movie was, but she kept working.
Okay.
And she eventually went on to Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas, the TV show. She was in that.
Oh, okay.
She did that for a while.
All right,
Didn't she
good for
also
her.
marry Lorenzo Lamas at one point?
Did she?
I'm
Wow.
looking up.
You know
I
a
think
lot
she
about
might
her,
have.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of Kathleen Kinmont over the years. I'll tell you what.
Well, the movie
Haven't we
ends
all?
us with true. She's a very brave actress.
Yeah,
Let's
she
put it
is very much so.
that. And the movie ends us. I was like, okay.
She married in 1989. Kinmont married Lorenzo Lamas, star of Renegade, with whom she had been friends for 11 years. They divorced in 1993, so they were married for 4 years, and she starred in Renegade with him at a certain point. So there you go.
So the bride self-destructs. The cop, I believe, is torn apart by somebody. I don't even.
I think his
remember.
wife ends up killing him.
Yeah, that's right. Because
Yeah,
poetic justice.
She's also like the three zombies that were kept in like the police station or the hospital or wherever they were are disturbing to me, just in their grossness.
I don't like looking at them. They make
No,
me
I don't either.
uncomfortable.
They're disgusting because it's like one of those things where it looks like they threw up on themselves, but nobody cleaned it up.
Yes, it's
And
really
whatever that is, it's so gross.
Yeah.
And then they're genuinely disturbing the way they look. And the wife, and when she keeps popping up, I'm like,
Yeah.
because it's like, it is frightening. And while this is a horror comedy, it is frightening in the design and everything. And
a lot of the time we're seeing them under that like fluorescent light of the cell they're being held in. It just makes everything look even more unsettling.
You say it's a comedy, but I'm like, it's like a black comedy.
I laugh
but
my
it's
ass off, too.
deadpan. I mean, but I
It
like
is,
those
and I
kinda,
love it.
Yeah, there's no like, I mean, there's jokes, but they're delivered
right.
straight.
Again, take notes. Skin rejection. Yeah, like stuff like
The
that.
police will never come here. Knock, knock. Who is it?
Knock the fucking
It's the
police.
police.
Love it.
So Dr. Cain and Francesca end up like crawling their way out through the
They crawl into
roof of
the mausoleum thing.
yeah, and so out into the cemetery, and so they live.
Right, but it all caves in on itself, and
So we,
it
Dr.
buries
West, he's dead. We think.
Okay, well, he
beyond
should be dead.
Reanimator.
Yeah, he's just reanimating himself.
And then
appear.
right, he should at some point. And Dr. Hill then is the only of all the characters, and it's Dr. Hill.
And he's been
And
flying around this whole time laughing at us.
and so he's like buried under stuff, but I think the end of the movie is he's still, head's alive and he's laughing, ha ha ha. But like this movie did not know how to end itself. It's like because like West getting killed barely registered. I know stuff fell on him. I'm like, okay. Then it's like, okay, but Hill is still alive. And you're like, okay.
Yeah. I think
But then it ended on a different shot. I thought that was where they were going to cut it. Him like, ha, 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 ha. But no, it ended with like the heart stops beating.
That's an ending for a couple different characters. I mean, it's an ending for Dan, for Dr. Cain. It's an ending for the bride, who is the titular bride,
And for Meg.
technically. Meg is definitely done at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't think they wanted to kill Dr. West because they're just like, well, there's always a possibility we'll do
God damn, it was like 10 years later or whatever.
Right, but I think not for lack of trying, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, it was more than 10 years. What was it? 13 years later. They did the next one.
It was. Yeah.
All right. Well,
We're
thanks
just leaving the door
for
open.
listening this far to.
And I'm sure that Francesca and Dan were just perfectly okay
right
for the rest of their lives after this.
That's why they weren't in wherever the hell Russia or wherever the hell the
Is that where
is it Bolivia. No, I don't know.
Oh,
It's
no.
somewhere Brazil. I don't remember. Wherever Fantastic Factory was set
Right.
up. So Spain,
Exactly.
somewhere in Spain. Well, I guess we're going to go around the table and tell you whether or not that we would leave this bride at the altar or marry her. But first, we're going to read some of your mail. And in order to do that, we're going to need to summon our mailman, Igor. Bring us the mail.
Masters, the mail. I've got the mail. So many letters. Our followers are rising.
Why, thank you, Igor.
Man,
I mean-
we've made so many jokes about Igor being made of so many different
parts,
people
I'm
that
like-
I can't even make the joke for
I
this
know.
one.
It's like
It's just
when I
like
was
that's too obvious at this point.
This one cuts too close
yeah.
to
It
home
does.
for
Thank-
Igor.
it's a documentary
Igor,
for him. Yeah.
thank you for delivering the mail.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
Yep.
all. We
Well,
appreciate
we
it.
appreciate it.
No, we appreciate it.
I guess we should let the good folks at home know how they can participate on this interactive portion of our show by following along on Facebook,
Facebook.com/Saturday Night Freak Show.
on X,
At Sat Freak Show.
by email,
Saturday Night Freak Show at yahoo.com.
and on Instagram at Saturday Night Freak Show. About tonight's movie, Bride of Re-Animator. MF Mad, the keeper of the Saturday
Thank you,
Night
sir.
Freak Show Wall of Fame, wants
Thank
us to
you.
know that we're putting three folks
Ooh.
on the wall. First one being Brian Yuzna,
Yeah.
Congrats. About time.
because we have done, as you discussed,
Yes.
Return of the Living Dead 3,
Yep.
Society, and now Bride of Re-Animator. We're
I
also
brought
putting-
them all.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, maybe you've also put. No, you didn't.
I'm probably not.
David Gale is on the wall
Okay.
because he was in Reanimator, Bride of Re-Animator, and The Guyver, as you
Oh,
said.
nice.
Yep.
Bruce Abbott. Okay, this
Oh,
was
wow.
kind of
Okay.
surprising because I didn't even know he was in the third movie, but he was in Reanimator, Bride of Re-Animator, and he was uncredited as one of the Rylands on board the bridge in The Last Starfighter.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Okay, there you go.
Well,
Is
been
it,
a
wait,
bit
was he the
stiffy
one
now.
who went, what do we do now? We die.
He might have been the one who said, "What do we do
He
now?"
might have been the one, what do we do now?
Michael Whitaker writes in and says, yes, the best of the Reanimators, in my opinion. And ironically, a week after Freddy versus Jason, another character who got a comic book crossover with Ash and the Evil Dead.
Nice.
What?
Oh, wow.
Ash has been in a lot of the crossovers. I know that.
With
yeah.
Reanimator?
Just with
Wow.
any horror character you can imagine.
I didn't
There's been an
realize-
Ash crossover. I think there's Ash versus Predator one. There's
wow.
a lot of different
Right.
ones. Yeah.
So-
So it's,
everybody.
yeah,
I didn't realize Reanimator went that far and did crossovers and stuff.
maybe.
Fantastic.
In the comics, yeah, they do
Yeah.
all sorts of shit.
They're just like, fuck it, we got free reign. Write them in there.
Mary Willis writes in and says,
New
yay,
name.
for Bride. It's, if anything, even weirder than the original, and Kathleen Kinmont is a spectacular addition as Gloria / the bride. Also, yay for the extra dose of homoerotic undertones between Herbert and Dan.
I dig it.
Hey, they're welcome.
Nelson Nascimento says slightly misses to reach the heights of its predecessor. The police tangent slows it down a bit, but damn, if this film is a wild, batty ride.
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
make them like this anymore. I even got Bat for the third entry beyond Reanimator. I do love this trilogy.
Love it.
Teresa Ann says, I really dug Bride of Re-Animator, an even more bonkers sequel to the ultimate bonkers original. Brian Yuzna did a great job sliding into Stewart and Gordon's director's seat for this one, and I wish it got more love. It'll make a wacky double feature for me with the recently unnecessarily hated Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride.
Mm.
You have to say that one.
The
Yeah,
bride.
it is exclamation point.
The
yeah.
baby. The bride. Nah, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Travis Legler says Freddy versus Jason and then Bride of Re-Animator. Fuck yeah, the freak show is knocking it out of the park. This is a fun but forgotten sequel. Not quite as strong as the original, but very enjoyable. Jeffrey Combs once again plays Herbert West perfectly. David Gale is still creepy as ever. This should be a fun time. Now I'm just hoping before the end of the year, you guys might do H2O. Another fun but somewhat forgotten classic sequel. He's like taunting you, Sean.
Never say
He is
never.
taunting
yeah.
me. Ooh, shit. You know, you ever think of your swan song movie? The last movie that you would bring to the freak show if you were just like done? You ever think about that? Like, what is the thing I want to do?
Because I'm going to do this forever.
Yeah. What are you? What?
No, okay, maybe I'm the only one, but I think of like what? No, I think of like what movie would I want to go out on?
Oh, damn.
I love that instead of like what music would I play at my funeral? It's what movie would I pick for my last freak show? It's
It is.
Gotcha.
It's something I think about. I'm just
and
like,
you think H2O would be one?
Wait, do you
it's
know
in
what
the
it is?
running.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's a few in the running.
Yeah.
But what if you never get to do them?
Oh, like why save them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
I have plans for
Yeah.
them, but let's put it this way.
It's the one you want to be like, this would close my arc of this.
Let's
is
put
what
it
you're
this way.
saying.
The movie I would pick out of the ones that are up there, we have discussed other movies
Gotcha.
within those movies.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be anything like fresh or new or anything.
Gotcha.
It would be something familiar,
A greatest
something
hit.
loved. It would be a greatest hit to go out on.
Yeah.
So
Okay. But that means you can't
The
ever do
encore
it before
song, yeah.
your swan song?
I wouldn't say
He's
that.
not saying that.
Yeah,
He's
no,
just,
not saying that at all. Also, fuck you. I'm going to pick it next week. So there we go. I'm just going to bring it now.
Yeah, Sean's going twice in a row now. He's
Yeah.
claiming next
That's
week's
it.
pick too. Yeah.
Sorry, Holly. You weren't here.
Yeah.
You don't get a movie.
Last week we watched a movie called Freddy vs. Jason. Mark Harrison writes in and says they wanted to make this film in 1988 but couldn't get the two studios to work together.
Yep.
So instead we got Freddy versus Alice and Jason versus Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
And Ryan Abraxas says, man, this has the post-Scream 90s horror stank all over it. It seems way too polished for a Jason or a Freddy movie.
True.
This seems
Yes.
more like a Ghostface versus the Hook Man in style and tone. I give 2 bladed thumbs down
Oh,
for Freddy
wow.
versus Jason. Well, you'll have to go back and listen to our episode to find out how
Yeah.
we came down on it. But
Indeed.
thank you, each of you, for writing. And
We
Yes,
love that
thank
you
you.
do it.
and now we're going to go around the table and tell you what we thought of tonight's movie, Bride of Re-Animator, starting with
Colin, what did you think of Bride of Re-Animator?
Okay, I am going to. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to recommend it, and then I'm going to tell you all the things that all the problems that I have with it.
Right. You just want to make sure people know that I do like this movie.
Yes.
And then here's the problems.
I have seen this movie. I'm going to go with this is my 4th go through.
Oh wow.
Okay. Well,
And each time I come to it, I'm like, fuck, I barely remember anything about this movie. And so tonight, that was my mission, was to sit here and go like, how come this movie evaporates from my mind after I see it
can't
every
wait for
single
this.
time? This is a movie with, it's got a story, but no plot. Usually I say it's the other way around. You got
Yes.
too much plot and no
Yes.
story.
Mm.
This one does have a story, but like there's no plot. Like nothing fucking happens for so much of this movie where it's just incident. You know, they're coming up with like, okay, then the cop comes over and there's a little thing that's running around. He staples 2 pieces of a body part together. They have to do, and I think as we've described, the character mapping is like, as far as trajectories, is all over the map. I
Yeah.
think the re-inclusion of the severed head, you know, Dr. Hill,
Right.
is like, what, you know, you don't need it.
'Cause-
Michaela says you don't need the cop.
Yeah.
It's almost like you don't need Francesca except to have her there in the final scene. So the bride, because that's where they were aiming for. It's
Right.
like the bride, they resurrect the bride, and she hates Cain's girlfriend, and there's, you know.
Yep.
So it's from a story point of view, screenplay point of view, it's a mess.
A gooey mess.
Yeah, I don't think that works. I think the thing that does work is the effects work. And I think when we sit here having just watched it, you come off of a high because it ends with this, like, you know, completely bonkers ending. And so if you make it to the ending, you end the movie and think that, like, I had a good time watching it, right? But to get there, if we were to go back and stop the movie like halfway through, you'd be like, okay, is this like fucking going anywhere?
Not me.
Okay, well, that was my impression of it.
No, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Jeffrey Combs is great. And so you're like, is that worth the price of admission? I guess you saw it, you know, the first time around. And so here's more of it. It does feel like it feels like not a paler imitation, but it's definitely not, to me, anywhere near as good as the first movie. the first movie stands on its own as like, you know, it was a bomb went off, and then like this is kind of the residual charge of the bomb, and at the end of it, Brian Yuzna finds a way to like kind of assert his interests and do something crazy.
Did you see the first one in theater?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was too young, and it was, you know, you had to be 17.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like you couldn't even come with a parent, you know, unrated.
Yeah.
you know.
I can imagine. How long after did you see it? Was it recent or after it came out in
After it
theaters?
was out?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It was probably before 1990. Yeah, because I had seen it before this came out.
Okay.
So it came out, what, 85?
Yep.
And I knew, I had seen it before, like I knew when Fangoria was like, they're making a Bride of Re-Animator. So it is fun. I think there's enough to enjoy. I think I'm still going to recommend it just for the, you know, bonkers kind of crazy experience and the effects work. And that is ultimately, I think, why you come to these movies. So I think you get what you pay for. Michaela, what'd you think?
I got everything I wanted for a movie that has Brian Yuzna's name on it and Stuart Gordon's like universe, you know. I love kind of bathing in the freak show sleaze every once in a while, because there are definitely times I go to the movie theater and I see a movie and I just think, I've seen too many extreme things to be moved by this. You know, like our threshold for sleaze is so high because of the show that movies that scandalize like
The normies.
the normies, I'm just like, didn't even ping for me, you know.
Michaela's like, you haven't lived.
Yeah, well, Holly and I back to back we saw not back to back, but we saw Wuthering Heights, which was supposed to be depraved, and then we also saw The Bride, and like both these movies drive strong opinions, and her and I both walked out of them being like, I've seen way worse. Like I've seen way worse of a movie, and I've seen way more depraved shit. Like I don't know, but then I also think about like, well, if my parents watched this, they'd be scandalized, you know.
Right.
So point being, my meter for this stuff is so broken just from doing this, but I love that. Have you guys ever seen that meme? It's like the cartoon illustration of the guy looking in the window and his shirt says sicko, and he's like, yes, he's like laughing. That's how I feel watching stuff like
You'll
this.
have to send that one in the chat.
I'm gonna find it. Yeah, I was looking it up while Colin was talking because it just like, this is how I feel watching like Stuart Gordon movies and stuff.
Yes.
And I love it. I love how depraved and gross they are. I love that I know they're always going to make me feel a little icky, but I love it. And I got everything I wanted. I didn't expect The Bride to be a huge factor because I know the original. Yeah, she's like barely in it, and I was like, if it's going to be like that, you know, and it's not really about her. It's about you know, Herbert West. It's his movie, so I know that.
Truly.
This is a first watch, and I loved it. I don't have much to say because I just really enjoyed it, and the effects were great, and it was gross. I would love to see it at a drive-in. I think it'd be a good drive-in movie for sure, especially because I do think it is funny, and I think people would laugh. So, big time recommend. Really glad I finally got around to seeing it. Sean?
Also, my first time watching this movie. I love this movie. This is what I want. Now, I really like Reanimator. Like that's I think a great movie. I think this one, you are correct in your assessment that coming off of a really high ending to the movie, you feel really good coming out of it because this gave me what I want. But like Michaela was saying, this movie to me is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
This is very funny. Just in the little character moments of Jeffrey Combs being a pouty little bitch and tying and sewing a hand and a leg together that tries to strangle him
And tried to kick him in the nuts, too.
First kicks him in the face and
Yeah.
then tries to strangle him. Straight to
Pure
my
comedy,
heart.
pure comedy.
I love it. It's so good. Those little moments and shit like that, hilarious. I loved it. So anything that wasn't the grotesqueness of Brian Yuzna shining through in this movie, those little character moments, I love watching these people in this movie from start to finish, all of them. Maybe, sure, you can get rid of some of these characters, but I love them just hanging around. I love Dr. Graves being like, hanging out with the cop and be like, oh no, I'm just doing all this stuff with these things. It's no big deal. And I love every character in this movie. They're just eminently watchable. It goes batshit crazy, literally. at the end of it.
Sure does.
You know, when you can shout something in a movie and then it's just like, I got you,
Yep.
and then it gives it to you a few minutes later, that's fantastic to me. This is a joyous, grotesque love story, and I loved every minute of it. I mean, the fact that it's a sequel just kind of bumps it up for me. I'm just like, yes, be a sequel and just go a little bit crazier, a little bit different. The fact that it takes out the sexualness that was in the first one and doesn't make me feel icky,
Yes.
gives this one a one up for me, because then I can just fully enjoy every aspect of the movie as I watch it.
I think I might agree that I like this one better than the first one.
I like this one better than the first one.
Yeah.
All right.
I really like
More
Reanimator,
enjoyable.
but this is more fun. With a live audience who like hasn't seen it before but is into this type of shit. Like if they did this at the music box, like people would go nuts for this thing. Still to this day, and I love that about this movie. This movie's great, but it is particularly hard to find. Apparently,
Yeah, now it is. It used
to
be on
rent.
Shudder, and now
It was, yeah. It used to, and like it's on Tubi, but it's like it like airs at like 11:30 every Wednesday night or something like that.
Oh, and
Because Tubi's got some weird shit going on.
There was two versions, and we were like, which one are we watching? But I
Yeah.
think we saw the unrated one.
It felt unrated.
Yeah.
But man, this is fantastic. I'm gonna have to find this. I'm gonna go on a hunt for this one and try and find it to own on physical.
Arrow put out a 2-disc
Did
set. I
they?
don't
Which
know
I'm
if
sure
it's
is
still
expensive and out of
maybe now,
print.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find something. Really enjoyed this movie. Jeffrey Combs kills it as this character. I love watching him perform it. I love who's Don or Dan?
Bruce Abbott.
Bruce Abbott. I think him as the his character as the assistant, but also just being very distant because he's going through just like the man is not well, and I love the way he plays that in this movie. Kathleen Kinmont is just completely dedicated and going for it in this movie. The effects work is fantastic. It is gooey, it is drippy, it is disgusting. It is just real cool to look at. Like Herbert's doing his whole spiel, and he's pulling on tendons and making hands do shit. It is disgusting. It is hilarious. It is it is to me it is a very joyful movie. I love the hell out of it. I recommend Bride of Re-Animator. I did not know that I would like it this much because I picked it because I've always wanted to watch it, but I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't really try and figure out what it was about. I did some research in the background of the people, but like I had no idea, and it was a treat. Loved it. Recommend it to you all. Bride of Re-Animator.
All right, so that is a universal recommend for Bride of Re-Animator, and that means by listening to this show, you're contractually obligated to watch it.
Otherwise, we'll resurrect you when you die, and you won't like that. So watch it now.
So next week, we're going to watch a movie that's chosen by Holly.
Holly, what are we picking next week?
Holly has decided we are going to watch Under the Skin next week from 2013.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, is it 2013?
Mhm.
Shit, that came out a while ago.
I know.
I haven't seen it.
This is the ScarJo.
ScarJo.
Oh, I have it.
All right.
Okay, so there you go. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I know how Colin feels about this movie.
Yeah.
I think, but yes, all right, that'll be a good one.
All right, so that's Under the Skin next week on Saturday Night Freak Show. We hope you'll join us, and until then, the basement is going dark.